So, also joining us now on the broadcast is Dr. Sridhar, the founder of Diksha Group of Institutions. He's also an alumnus of IIT Kharagpur. Thank you for being with us today, Dr. Sridhar. How do we, as a country, regain the trust of our youth? What needs to be done immediately, sir?
So, the youth currently are very disturbed with the leakages of papers and the loss of trust with the examination system that is there. And the children here in India write a lot of exams, be it for engineering, medicine, law, UPSC, various courses. They're writing plenty of exams. It's critical we create a system that brings back trust, a system that is secure, a system that is transparent, and a system that everyone is confident in, that yes, this is a fair system to all of us. I think that's the first thing we need to immediately create and put together.
Right. Do you know, how can India then build a leak-proof examination system?
It is not very difficult. India has done phenomenal things. We've done our digital financial infrastructure, which is the best of the world, which is secure, transparent, and instantaneous. We need to just leverage our skills and build a very similar, secure, national digital testing system or testing infrastructure. What do I mean by that? Tests will go digital, but currently the JEE, for example, is digital. But then we are piggybacking on multiple education institutions, and we have a limited capacity of 2 lakh seats to write the test. I think we should just get out of that system altogether and create a national examination system. So create a system which has examination centers not only in cities but also in tier 2 towns, in district taluk headquarters, in rural towns. Infrastructure is owned, operated, administered by the government of India. And these secure testing centers would have a strong optical pipeline, has got backup generators, number of testing systems, and dedicated personnel whose job is to maintain, run, and operate these systems. Why would we need this? We have got exams throughout the year. It's not only medical students, engineering students, UPSC, banking, railway. There are so many exams that are there. And all examinations should be through this national digital testing infrastructure, which will be secure and leak-proof. So move away from papers, move away from a single point of leakage, move away from multiple stakeholders who have access to the question papers and content. Go completely digital and create this infrastructure. Now, if I look at leakages, there are 3 places where the system can break down. Number 1 is at the paper formation stage. While making the paper, preparing the paper, printing the paper, you can have a leakage. The second leakage happens at the examination. While the exam is being conducted, using other means to get the answers, cheating and doing malpractice in the examination center. And the last is after the examination, when the grading is being done, there's a chance for malpractice and cheating during that stage. Any system that's created should address all these 3. At the first paper making stage, don't have a single set of teachers making a question paper. Make a whole database of 1 lakh questions, which cannot be memorized or hacked. And you have a AI-based system which simply creates a question paper at the right time. So the examination will be held this Sunday or this Monday. 1 hour before the examination, the paper is created. It doesn't have to be created 1 month in advance, printed and dispatched. Number 2, the paper will be fully encrypted. Even 1 hour before the examination, the paper is encrypted. No one can read the paper. The paper comes to the relevant examination centers, which are controlled by the central agency, and they're available for the child 10 minutes before the examination starts. And just before the examination starts, the papers are decrypted and available to the child. So at that instant, the paper goes all over the country. 30 lakh students can take the examination, and it can be scaled up further. India can do this very easily. It has the resources and the know-how and the intelligence to do it. I think it's about time we created that national digital testing infrastructure for all examinations to get back the confidence.
Do you believe then that, going digital is the answer? Do you think computer-based exams, Dr. Sridhar, are the solution to the leak issue?
Absolutely. You have to go digital, you have to go technology, and you have to take people out of the loop. People should be out of the system. It's a process that goes, and the system takes it forward. The only change I would make is the JEE Main has a capacity of 2 lakh children at the exam concurrently. Now, having 10 versions of the paper, 15 versions of the paper, is an administrative problem, and there's always that feeling that, you know what, maybe he had an easy paper, I had a tougher paper. The government of India should create capacity to do 30 lakh students concurrently writing the examination, not only in the cities, but in the small local district headquarters as well, rural towns. Everywhere, create that infrastructure, manned, run, and operated by the government of India, not by private institutions, organizations, available throughout the year. So it doesn't have to be only on a Sunday that the exam can be conducted. Currently, the JEE Main has that issue because of the uh, piggybacking on private infrastructure. There are limitations on what can be done. We have a government infrastructure, 30 lakh students can write it concurrently in one shot. All children go write the examination, digitally done, digitally evaluated, and I'm saying digitally generated also. Don't have a teacher creating the paper. You set the rules, the algorithm as to how the paper should be created. The paper gets auto-created and comes. It doesn't matter the paper is too easy or too difficult. It's the same paper for all the 30 lakh students in one shot. And it's only a relative test between the children. You'll be able to smoothly, easily conduct the examination without leak or without.
Right. And also, what stringent measures should the government put in place to deter paper leaks?
Nothing is better than a proper stick approach. There should be very stringent consequences, immediate consequences, visible consequences that are enacted immediately and done. Leak happened. There's so many investigations going on. Some people have been identified and they've not been brought to justice. I think it should be very swift, very quick, very large punishments that impact the people who are doing malpractice for life. It should be a significant punishment, not a small punishment, because this malpractice has affected the lives of lakhs of students and lost the lives of many children because of the shock of what has happened over there. So I think the suitable punishment and swift delivery of justice is very important to deter others from even thinking of doing this. But having said that, I would still say prevention is better than cure. Make sure we have that robust ecosystem infrastructure in place with proper auditing, monitoring, checking, so that it's not possible for people to itself go and leak the paper or do malpractice. If they've done it with financial transaction, you can do it with examination systems as well.
All right. Let me, in fact, also then ask you about global examples. Countries like China, Singapore that treat nationwide examinations like military operations. Is that a model India can learn from?
You can learn, but I'm saying India should leapfrog and go ahead, embrace digital. Like how we did the digital financial transformation, embrace digital and show the world this is the way we should conduct examinations. Yeah, it's great to mobilize the army and lock down the country and do the exam on that particular day. But it's not one exam. We have many such exams through the whole year. And we need to provide a robust, dependable system for all examinations. Create that digital infrastructure. I'm certain, put your 10 minds together, we are capable of doing miracles. We can show the world this is how exams are to be conducted in a fair, transparent, confidence building manner and measure. And certainly, yes, we should learn from the other nations as to how they've executed on scale without malpractice. Whatever we can learn, we should learn. But I'm saying don't emulate them, create and lead the way is what I would say.
All right. Also, should all competitive exams in India, you believe, follow the UPSC path? Multi-level exams, of course, ensure a student be assessed cumulatively rather than on the basis of a single exam. Is that a structure? Is that a system that you believe other exams should also follow now?
See, multi-level exams puts that much more stress on the people. See, the UPSC people are all a little more mature. They are grown up and they are able to take that stress over 3 rounds. It goes on for such a long time. These children are 17, 18 years old. Putting them through multiple levels of testing just adds on to the anxiety. I would say give them multiple opportunities to take the test. So that one day I had a migraine, I did badly, should not be the end of his academic journey. If you have this digital infrastructure wherein the test can be conducted concurrently for all people and evaluated instantaneously, have the next 6 1 week later, third test 2 weeks later, and say there are 3 options for you to write over 3 weeks, select your slots and attempt it 3 times. And the whole thing just gets instantaneously evaluated and results are given. It removes the stress from the children and gives them a chance to do their best. So I would say give them the option to do multiple attempts as opposed to having multiple layers of testing which just adds on to the.
Right. And also, how do we address the pressure that is created while competing for limited seats with lakhs of aspirants? That also leads to additional pressure.
The problem is to be solved as long as you have 25 lakh student and 1 lakh seat, 1:25 selection. There is going to be intense pressure on the children, and it's not fair. It's not that other than the 1 lakh, the remaining 24 lakhs are not capable of becoming doctors. Yeah, if you put a cutoff on expected competency, you may have half of them or 40% of them capable and competent enough and empathetic enough to become doctors. Unfortunately, we don't have the medical infrastructure to absorb and teach these children. While keep in mind, India has a need for another 4 or 5 million doctors. This has acute need for doctors. There's an acute shortage of doctors. We don't have institutions that can teach, train, guide, and produce these doctors. So I think the only solution to reducing the stress is to create more and more schools, medical schools, and institutions. If you look at it, engineering had the same issue 10, 15 years ago. 15 years ago, there was limited seats in engineering. Today, you have more than sufficient seats in engineering. That okay, if you don't get in the IITs, there are other very good colleges also available in your neighborhood that you can go and study. That the stress and pressure on engineering is not as much. Yeah? Kids are confident, okay, I will get a chance, maybe not the best, but I'll get the second and third best. Medicine, the shortage is very acute, and unless that is addressed and taken care of, I don't think we can escape from the pressure that is over there.
All right, Dr. Sridhar, also, what would you like to say to students that are protesting currently for reform?
So I would not rather address the specific issue or the specific party. Let me address the bigger issue, that is reform needed, absolutely. Should the government of India take note and make sure we create a fail-proof system that builds back the trust and confidence in our youth? Absolutely, it has to be done. I'm sure the government of India will take note and do the right steps to make sure that the issues are addressed. And we waited long enough. Children have been the scapegoats. They've been the people at the receiving end of all these difficulties. It's time we as adults took ownership, took responsibility, say it's not fair of us to put our kids through these situations. We should own up and we should create that system immediately by the next examination season, create that ecosystem, infrastructure, and a process and system that ensures fair, transparent, and trustworthy examination for our.
All right, and what would you say then to the government at this point? My final question, Dr. Sridhar.
Time to wake up and make sure real steps are taken to address this issue. It needs a fundamental shift from trying to fix what is there to create something new with a clean white paper, clean white sheet. We've got brilliant minds in our country. Get them together, give them the task and say job is to be done, and create that new solution that will show the rest of the world what.
Okay, let's leave it at that. My thanks to you for joining us with your perspective on this big story. Let's take a short break.